I'm Dr. Khanakwa Wayo. I'm happy, first of all, to hear that and to know that the president is coming to Bugisu region. And he's not just coming for anything else but meeting the young people, the youth. Now, we must also appreciate that the youth form 75% of the population of this country. And so dealing with them is the biggest target that any leader can do. Because when you deal with 75% of your population, then you're addressing actually the needs, the entire needs of the country. So listening into them and appreciating what they are going through, but also giving them the opportunity to come on the table and speak with you is the best that any leader can do. So for us, we are excited as the Bugisu region, because Bugisu, always people come from the east, and he knows that he's going to get the best ideas from the young people from the east, because that's where wise people come from.
What are some of the issues which you think have tied our youths into poverty?
We appreciate that the youth, majority of them are poor. In fact, when you look at the statistics, the poor people are largely the youth, and principally it's because of the lack of opportunities to use our skills, because we know in many developed countries you'll not find all youth in offices or whatever we can call them. They use the skills they get, and I think how we are working as a government, we know that there is a big approach to skilling the youth. Now, when we skill the youth, we want to avoid people coming, finishing universities, then sit and wait for a job, which job appears once, because one job of a cow for a whole district, for example, cannot accommodate all the 2,000 or 20,000 youth that we are channeling out every year. So when we come up with skilling, it means we are actually understanding and appreciating the reason why we have so many youth that are not working. They are not skilled, and now we are going into real skilling, and the youth are able to do everything, anything across the world. So recently there are so many young people, and I saw this example in one of a very remote area in Bukoho up there. Children are coming up with ideas of making manure from their own initiatives, innovation. So that's why we have a ministry of responsible for innovations. Reason being, we can only sustain the growing population of the youth if we address the needs of the youth from creativity and innovations, because that's when we can run along with the world. The world is very creative right now. There is a lot of innovations going on right now. So we cannot sit back as a country and watch our youth not being innovative. So it's the question of why we have so many youth is because we've been in a generation where innovations and creativity have not been at the forefront of any programming. Right now, that's where we are going, and I think that's why the president is coming to remind us that it's all about a world of innovations now, creativity, and he will ask the young people, what do you want to do, or how do you want to proceed? And those are the innovations I think I've been hearing the youth come up with.
Talk about the mindsets. We have had issues of youths getting money and eating it. What is the real problem? Is it the mindset, or there's something which is lacking?
The youth getting money and eating it is not really, we can't even tag it to the youth. I mean, there is a general problem that this country is facing in terms of appreciating a project as their own project. And I think we create it ourselves, and it's really the mindset, thinking that when we receive these projects from the government, maybe the government is giving us money to eat. But there's been a lot, now when you look at projects that are coming, like the youth livelihood programs, there is a lot of effort put in place to first educate and sensitize the young people to appreciate that this is not a one-off that you get and eat, but there is a lot of effort in planning, helping them plan, help them come up with projects, and try to ensure that they are not getting money when they are not ready. That's why we will help them to work in groups. And so when they work in groups, they check each other. And when they check each other, it's very hard. When anything that is beyond one person, it's very difficult to manipulate. So it has been that approach where people think we are getting things for free. But now the youth and anyone out there knows these things come once, these projects are for them, and they are to help them get out of poverty.
Doctor, still on mindset. Talk about youth being money-minded all the time. You know, they hear president is coming. What goes into their mind is money. What's your take on that?
Yeah, there is a lot of talk about when the president or any leader coming up. For instance, even me, myself, aspiring in the future to become a member of parliament. But you see, when you reach, there is this whole thinking that when the leader is coming in, ask for money. But I can tell you that is changing, because the youth that I'm interfacing with or interacting with always front their projects first. Many of them will tell us we want to grow through sports, we want to grow through our youth projects or groups and so forth. So little will you hear them say, give us money and you go away. They will always front their groups at first, and their groups they are fronting actually have projects in there. They will tell you, we want to buy tents so that we can hire out, we want to buy chairs, we want to buy saucepans and plates so that we can do catering. So that gives hope. I mean, we've been coming from a situation where people are having that mindset of which leader is coming and how much money can we ask for. But when you see especially the young people transitioning from that kind of mindset and fronting their programs ahead of probably managers, because you can see in the meeting we've just come from, people are talking about, can we buy land? I mean, in the golden days, which youth would you hear talking about buying land? And, you know, can we talk about a circle? Can we talk? That means, I mean, no one has said, can we ask for the president to give us 100 million, you know? But they're telling you a project which actually they think that it will transform them socially and economically. And I think that mindset is actually getting off the table, and we are moving to the right direction.
How important is the cooperative to this region for the youths?
The cooperatives, of course, many of us, of course I'm not a youth, but what I know is many of us have reached where we have reached because of cooperatives. If you can recall what we used to call cooperative societies, where we used to, farmers used to bring their produce, coffee, cotton and all that. It's through that, you know, when you're together, a cooperative helps people to get access to market. When you all come together, you'll get ideas from each other. Then you'll also mobilize resources, because some of the projects within that individuals want to do require some level of capital. But when you're in a cooperative, each of you is contributing to some level. And so that means you're able to come up with a capital that you could have not got as one person. Cooperatives help you to share ideas and also share risk, by the way. You know, you share the risk. When you're in a cooperative, if anything is going to go wrong, you don't suffer with it alone. As a group, you share the risk, so it will not be as hard. So you quickly address the problem and then you continue running. So the cooperatives generally, in economic terms, have been found to be the best way for community development, because you're sharing the proceeds, but also you're sharing the risk. And you're coming together with so many ideas, and that helps you not to work singly. Many business ideas or approaches have been said that any person who gets business singly, normally they don't, they may not survive in a community that is developing. So when you come together, it helps you to share ideas, like I've said, and also share resources, and you're able to run.
Invite them to the symposium.
Yes, the youth out there, opportunity falls once. Guys, my fellow youth, you know what we've been talking about. Come out, even if it means walking on foot, and that day you don't have transport, start walking a day before and sleep even at the church or at a mosque, you will reach. We have always moved from Mbale, from Namisindwa, from anywhere to Namugongo. So you wouldn't want to say you're failing to come and listen to the leader of this country because you didn't have transport. We have always moved to even further places. This is an opportunity for us to hear and listen to what the president is going to tell us, but also importantly, to see how our fellow youth or your fellow youth express themselves to the president and what they are actually asking for you, because you wouldn't want to be told and then you'll say, I wish I was there, you know, I would have told them to say this. Come listen. The youth have organized themselves. They have come up with proposals to the president. You wouldn't want to read them in the newspaper or on radio. Come and watch this live, because it's an opportunity that grows you as a young person, and it also helps you to understand how we interact with different leaders as young people.
President